So it is June on the calendar, and that means whitetail season will pretty much be here before we know it. So today's video is what can you be doing in June to get ready for the fall? And these are just a couple things on my to-do list that I think could really help, and maybe even put a buck on the ground because you're putting into work early. Boom, let's do it. All right, to start things off, let's talk about the bow. And this is probably one of the more important pieces, but if you get a new bow, you need to be setting it up now so that you can be shooting, because I even had this struggle last year where I had some tuning issues like a week before season, and that is not the time to be dealing with that. So I would recommend getting that bow ready. If you're gonna switch your arrows, switch your broadheads, change your rest out of sight, do that now, because July, August, those bucks have racks, and so you can be scouting and trying to find something to, like, be spending your time instead of setting up your bow.
Let's talk sticks for a minute. Off season, not a bad time to be testing gear as far as what you think you're gonna run. By the time this airs, you'll see this video. I actually shot with these long sticks, and I think I plan to, fine tune my system, but I think I'm gonna be running 2 longs and a couple screw-ins. Gear ties, can never have too many of those.
So having a setup, obviously I've got a decent little range here, but I used to shoot 7 yards over top of my washing machine at the old condo, and the ability to shoot often, and even if it was just 5 arrows, made me a much better archer. There's a lot of shooting drills too you can do where you don't necessarily have to release an arrow, where you can hold and work on your pin flow, drawing, muscle memory. Shooting on a consistent basis, is something that I think is overlooked, and we as a team need to get better, because we released a lot of arrows last year and didn't shoot as many deer as we should have. Obviously trail cams, huge thing to be doing here in June. Something I'm actually doing is some of my old cameras, I'm verifying that they're still working. I actually bought some cheaper cameras too that I've got stored here in the backyard, and just making sure they're functioning. So I always keep a backup SD card and a full set of batteries here in the truck during the summer months and even into season. That way, if I'm out in the field, I feel like I'm always losing SD cards, batteries, cameras dying. Bottom line, I've got a backup built in.
Let's talk boots. These things are worn out. I clearly need to get a pair, and I need to start breaking the new ones in. This, not those. This.
Now, I'm not saying we all got to be Cam Hanes, but I do think physical fitness is important for the public land guy, because you are doing harder than average hunts, you're carrying in some gear, you're climbing hills if you're hunting hill country, and let's be honest, how are you going to deadlift a buck if you can't deadlift like 180 pounds? No, but I think it's functional fitness that is kind of more important than necessarily bicep curls, bench press, stuff like that. Can you put some weight in a pack and do some walks? Anything that's like volume squats, air squats for volume, stuff that is going to mimic hill work and legs, because that's what, those are your money makers. Those are what kill deer.
And that's about as much as I'd really like to share on X.
So on X, obviously, like, bringing that up here, but what I'm planning to do this summer is maybe do a little bit of some of the color coordinating some of those pins. Obviously I got a bunch of pins on there from years of scouting and stuff like that, but like, can I make all my scrapes a certain color, so that way if I'm wanting to hunt late October and I've been keying in on a certain area, boom, those kind of pop. I think being a little more organized on e-scouting is something that now they've added some things to that app that I think I need to take advantage of. I may look at if there's an ability to customize my onX that's on my phone. The other final thing to wrap this video up is your wife, your family. Those are big things. That if you've got a to-do list, power washing the house, doing something to your exterior, any sort of homey projects, go ahead and get those done. I know every year I try to power wash the house. I try to get everything looking good in August, September, so that way when late September rolls around, boom, I'm ready to go. If you're going to buy some out-of-state tags, maybe do that when cash funds allow over say the month of June, if that's a good month for you. In consuming good content, there's a lot of people putting out good podcasts that are valuable that you can then apply to your hunting. And then you know, from a video perspective, there's a lot of stuff coming out that's cool to watch, that maybe there's a tip, a tactic, something you can add to your arsenal. Thanks for watching. Team Hard Earned Bucks, we're out.